On this week's show, we recap track and field nationals, and a Flames legend returns to the mountain. Kyle Rode tells us about his decision.
Plus, Liberty Athletics unveils its latest Hall of Fame class and the powerful story of former Flames hockey player Josh Fricks. It all starts now. This is Flames Central.
Oh, you know what time it is. Time for another episode of Flames Central. And even though we're in summer mode, there's no shortage of news this week. As always, alongside Emily Austin, I'm Matt Warner.
Yeah, Matt, and the first bit of news is about the future of our show.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Flames Central isn't going anywhere, but where you watch might be changing.
Yeah, if you watch us on an over-the-air TV station, like, say, our affiliate in Charlotte or Lynchburg or Raleigh, we're very thankful for your viewership over the years, but beginning in July, we will no longer air on these affiliates. But don't worry, we have a handy full screen to tell you where you can find us.
That's right. It's pretty simple. The easiest way to watch us is on YouTube. You can find our show each week on the Liberty Flames YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel and you'll be notified whenever new content is available.
Yeah, and the other way you can watch is on ESPN Plus. Just search Flames Central. New episodes come out every week. So stay connected with the show, and we hope you'll continue to watch just on a new platform.
Well, the final 3 athletes who are still competing from the 2024-25 athletic season wrapped up their final performance at the Track and Field National Championship in Eugene, Oregon. And Liberty's Paola Bueno made history, becoming the Lady Flames' first thrower ever to earn multiple All-America honors. The junior placed 16th in the women's hammer to become a second-team All-American for the second year in a row. She finishes this year having pushed the program record to 215 feet, 7 inches. Distance runner Allie Zealand made her nationals debut in the women's 1500 semifinals. Zealand was one of just 2 freshmen in the field. She clocked a 4:15, good for 11th in her heat and 23rd overall. On the men's side, Kellen Kimes became the first Liberty men's hammer thrower to ever compete at nationals as a sophomore. He placed 24th overall. Congratulations to all of them. Definitely a bright future ahead for all 3 student athletes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, on last week's show, we focused on Flames in the pros and shared the story of this guy, Kyle Rode, playing for the G League Austin Spurs. Well, 1 week later, and Kyle has traded in the jersey for a suit jacket, as it was announced that Rode will be joining the Liberty coaching staff. Just a little more than a year after his Flames career came to an end, he will now be an assistant coach under Richie McKay. Rode, who is scheduled to play in the NBA Summer League for the Spurs, decided to take McKay up on his offer to return to Liberty. It's a place that saw Rode score just shy of 1,500 points over his 5-year career. Long praised for his leadership, he'll now get the chance to showcase that in his new role for the Flames. And on the Flames Central podcast, powered by Alcova Mortgage, he told us he's thrilled for the opportunity.
It gives you such an appreciation for this, I'll tell you that. Like, what we have here from a college standpoint, from a pro standpoint, like, I tell these guys, like, it doesn't get better than this, man. Like, it really, as far as the team, as far as facilities, as far as people that care about you and love you, like, no matter where you go, this is probably going to be the pinnacle. So I just have such even a greater appreciation for it than I did as a player. And I really appreciated it when I was here. There's no place I'd rather be and really feel like I can impact the guys being back. So it was an easy decision.
Hey, Matt, what's better than good news on one former Liberty legend? Good news from 2. Darius McGhee is continuing to excel in his pro basketball career overseas. The former Flame just inked a new deal with J.L. Borg in France, where he will play in the Euro Cup and the French League for the first time in his career. Last season, McGhee played for Telecom Baskets Bonn, where he averaged 16 points and about 4 assists per game. He also joined us on the Flame Central podcast, powered by Alcova Mortgage, this week to discuss more about his new team.
Everything that I've seen about them, they're like it's a lot of history within the city. It's a great fan base. The club is exceptional. Especially their leadership, they've shown winning very consistently upon these last couple of years. So that's a big indicator for me. You want to be in a place where they've been consistent. To me, there's a lot of ebbs and flows. You want that stability. So it was a great choice.
Darius McGhee and Kyle Rode on the same podcast.
Yep.
That's over 4,000 points on one podcast, not counting my career totals.
Okay.
If you'd like to hear their interviews, as well as Emily, Joe Yock, myself, talk all about the latest happenings in Liberty Athletics, check out the Flame Central podcast powered by Alcova Mortgage. Comes out every Monday and can be found in all the usual podcast places.
All right, we turn our attention to the gridiron. You know, it's never too early to plan ahead, especially when it involves adding football games to your schedule. Liberty recently announced the addition of a home-and-home series with Louisiana, another top Group of 5 program in the country. But don't pack your bags just yet. The Flames won't welcome the Raging Cajuns until September 23rd, 2028.
Whoa.
Then Liberty will travel to Lafayette in 2032. Louisiana finished the 2024 season with a 10-4 record, which did include an appearance in the Sun Belt Conference Championship game. So it should be a solid opponent for the Flames in the future. Flames Nation, flip those calendars to 2028, 2032. We're giving you plenty of notice.
Yeah, and we have more scheduling news. This is the women's basketball variety. Liberty Women's Hoops releasing its non-conference schedule for the upcoming season, and it features some high-profile home games, including a meeting with Duke. It'll be the second year in a row the Blue Devils have come to Lynchburg. Duke ended up being an Elite 8 team last season. Other notable games for LU include home matchups with Richmond and ECU. The Lady Flames will also play in 2 regular season tournaments, the Navy Classic in Annapolis, Maryland, and the Maui Classic in Hawaii. All right, we're going to take a quick timeout, but when we come back, we'll tell you about the newest class of Liberty Athletics Hall of Famers.
Plus, the incredible story of Josh Fricks, a frightening injury and how God worked through it all. That's when Flame Central returns.
Does education mean a room with 4 walls, a desk, and a PowerPoint lecture?
Or is it something bigger?
What if it's the people beside you, 1 chair away or 1 ocean away?
What if it's the chance to learn from your mistakes, as well as your victories?
And the push to keep going either way? What if it's the freedom to reach for bigger things without missing the little ones in between?
For each of us, education looks a bit different.
Because we're each a bit different.
But at Liberty, we think education might just mean something big enough for all of us.
That's Liberty to us.
What will Liberty be to you?
Welcome to Liberty University's online programs, where living out your calling with integrity is what you train to do. And getting ready for the future doesn't mean missing out on the now. Because a university is more than buildings and books. And an education should set you free, not fence you in. Welcome to Liberty's global campus, where distance learning was pioneered and evolved into one of the top-ranked schools in the nation. Where protecting your budget, your time, and your education isn't just a theory, it's our priority. Here, degrees in your field reflect industry demands and help you get ahead of the competition. Where college comes to you, but you can come to college too. Game day, homecoming, graduation day. Your school, your values, your experience, your choice. Welcome to Liberty University, where we train champions for Christ.
At Liberty University, we understand life can be unpredictable, and when you need a resilient career, your education should withstand any test. So we've made sure the degree you need is within reach by freezing one of the lowest tuition rates in the nation for 8 years and counting, and giving scholarships, discounts, and credit for work you've already done. Because we're proud of what you do. We've done this for over 30 years, and we know how to help. We're here to help you.
welcome back to the show. You know, there have been many great athletes and coaches that come through Liberty University over the years, but only the best of the best can be Hall of Famers.
Yeah, and later this year, the Flames will induct 7 new members into their Hall of Fame, each of them worthy in their own right. First up, Mike Brown. The former football star at both receiver and quarterback repeated as Conference Player of the Year during his tenure with the Flames before going on to a 3-year career with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Alicia Finnegan-Carty made a name for herself in the pool as one of the most decorated swimmers in program history. She had 10 podium finishes during her career and still holds the 200-meter butterfly record. Erin Hagan is a former volleyball standout. She is one of only 5 Flames to ever have 1,000 kills, 1,000 digs, and 300 blocks. She also has been impactful working within Liberty Athletics for more than a decade.
Clendon Henderson was a force for Liberty Track and Field. When he graduated, he owned the program record in the indoor shot put, the outdoor shot put, and the discus. He would also be the program's first ever thrower to earn outdoor All-American honors. Stacy Radulovich helped Liberty softball find success early in its D1 history. She was a 3-time all-conference hitter and still holds the program record with 31 career triples. Jesse Sanders is still Liberty basketball's all-time assist leader and was the first player in NCAA history to record a triple-double in 4 straight seasons. He also earned Big South Conference Player of the Year in 2011.
And Matt, finally, perhaps the most successful coach in Liberty Athletics history. Brant Tolsma turned LU Track and Field into a powerhouse. Over a 34-year career, his teams earned 116 conference titles, and he was named Conference Coach of the Year a mind-boggling 77 times. These 7 will officially be inducted at a ceremony later this fall.
Congrats to all of them. Well, any athlete will tell you that in your career, you will face adversity. But former Liberty hockey player Josh Fricks faced the kind that changes every aspect of your life.
Yeah, but through the power of prayer, God's healing, and help from his better half, Allison, Josh is now able to turn his trial into a powerful testimony.
When I met him, he was just walking around in slippers in a dining hall. I was like, that guy has confidence, and I was just instantly attracted to that confidence.
She's probably the only girl in the world I've ever actually found funny. Always would put a smile on my face. She just always cracked me up.
Josh and Allison met on the campus of Liberty University, and the two made an instant connection. Their friendship would quickly grow into a courtship that would then lead to wedding plans, with the date being set for May 20th of 2023.
We've always kind of liked making plans.
At the time, the couple believed they would gently ease into the start of their lives together. But on the evening of January 20th, during Josh's senior season as a Liberty hockey player, those plans would instantly change.
When this kind of thing happens, it's like you don't know what your plans are.
Bodies colliding, Fricks pinning it along the wall.
I didn't really feel into the game at all, which is not really normal for me. Normally, I don't focus before games at all. As soon as the puck drops, I'm ready.
This is gonna go all the way back down.
I just couldn't get into it. I felt eerie, just kind of floating around.
That night, I actually showed up late to the game. I think it was like 7 minutes into the game when I walked in.
Schwenke curls in, pass over, shot, glove save made.
I remember I went in.
Their fair share of
I had one good chance. I think I hit the post or something, and I wheeled around.
Here comes Fricks now. He gains center ice, across the blue, has a shot, takes it.
I saw a pile of people, so I'm like, I'm just gonna go through this pile of people and see what happens. That's just how I like to play. I was like, I'm gonna bowling ball these people.
I looked up on the screen and there was someone on the ground. And immediately I knew it wasn't good. I just had like a pit in my stomach. And I just kept saying, I think it's Josh, I think it's Josh.
Yeah, I just remember at that point I saw the ref and I was like, just blow it. I was like, blow the whistle.
And right now, got a Flame down in a ton of pain.
I can't really move.
And hopefully the young man is okay, unfortunately.
And Kurt comes over and he's like, what's wrong? I was like, I can't move. You know, it's just like, I don't know what to tell you. I just really can't move at this point. You know when your arm falls asleep and it's like real tingly? It was like that times like 100 through my whole body. So I was like, ooh, this is, not good.
Hey, we welcome you back to Lynchburg. Scary incident if you're just joining us. Josh Fricks, injured on the far side of the ice just near the UNLV bench.
It was kind of hard to understand what was going on, and I remember the whole rink was just silent.
I knew there's nothing I could do at that moment. I just remember in my head, I'm like, God, this is on you. I'm just gonna sit here.
Lord, we come to you right now, and with Josh in our prayers and our thoughts.
A medical team would move Josh from the ice, and once outside the rink, he would wait to be transported to the hospital.
We pray for healing on him, quick recovery and safety, Lord. You are the ultimate healer, and we put him in your hands.
I remember Josh, when we were in the hallway outside of the rink, he doesn't complain about anything. And so like, he's very like tough. He likes to be very tough. And so he was laying on the ground, and I remember him looking at me and saying, "It's bad, Al, it's bad." And I didn't know what to do because like, he's never said anything like that to me before.
Just trying to prepare her for, you know, what is to come, because obviously neither of us knew. And you know, what she just did, what any godly person would do, and she just prayed.
I sat down next to him and I was trying to pray. And I was like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to pray for right now. Like, I just remember just being like, God, just let Josh know everything's gonna be okay. But I'm thinking, it's really not. Like, he can't move. And I didn't know what to say in that moment.
Yeah, it felt like a long time though. It felt like a long time sitting in that hallway.
Josh would be airlifted to the Carilion Memorial Hospital in Roanoke, Virginia, where a more thorough evaluation of his injury would begin.
I remember the night that it happened, I was getting, I think it was a CT scan, but it took like 30 minutes. And I just gave it all a go and said, I don't know what this process is gonna be. I don't know what my life will look like or anything like that. So I was just like, I was just gonna drop it on him. Just be like, hey, I trust you. I'm gonna do my best and just see what your plan is. I don't expect to come out of this any sort of way. And I think that just kind of helped me get in a good mindset of like, we're gonna take what we get and see what happens. But like, we knew it was gonna be a long, long journey.
The scans revealed that Josh had fractured the C4 and C5 vertebrae in his lower neck, and he would need immediate surgery to repair the damage. The good news, though, was his spinal cord was fully intact.
Because the C5, it broke and flicked. So like when it broke, it spun around and a piece chipped off, and that's what like flicked my spinal cord. They went into the front and they removed the C5 completely and then put a metal cage in and zipped it up, and it's good to go.
The surgery was a success. The next steps would be recovery and rehab, and Allison would be by his side throughout the entire process.
The first couple weeks, even at the hospital, Allison, she slept in the recliner chair next to me every night. She never left.
We were so broken. It was really hard what we were going through.
We weren't married yet, but we really felt like we were married. She had to do things that, you know, the nurses didn't even want to do. So, you know, they would put it on her to do it. And, you know, clean up messes that you don't want to clean up. And, but she did it. And, you know, she was there the whole way.
There's not really much you can do. I mean, I remember there were times that like I would try and like help him like just lift an arm up, and you can't really like lift his arm up for him even when they're paralyzed, because like it'd like send a shock to his arms. So I had to figure out like, how on earth am I supposed to help him? Like I would feed him like little spoonfuls of applesauce or like do little things, but my biggest job I think was just being there for him and being able to talk to him because he couldn't move.
Throughout the process, Josh and Allison were inundated with calls and messages from family and friends anxiously wanting updates on Josh's condition. So, Allison went to social media and began to document Josh's daily journey.
I'm just gonna be able to explain, you know, what's going on, reach out to all these people that really care about him, and it really helped for me to be able to write out, you know, kind of process what was going on and accept what was going on, especially if it wasn't gonna end up well.
Just nice for her to be able to voice what she was going through as well. And because yeah, I know she felt very alone through a lot of it, having to do a lot on her own, which normally we did everything together.
I didn't know why I was doing it, but I was just taking pictures of everything along the way. It was kind of weird, like we were in the hospital and I was taking a picture of him in the bed. I was like, I don't know why I'm doing this.
And each time Allison posted an update, encouragement from all over the world would start pouring in.
With you, Josh. We're praying for you, Josh.
We knew that he wasn't walking or running or doing crazy things yet, but people watching were able to, you know, document how far he's come since the first day. So it was really encouraging. Oh good job.
There's these two guys that were kind of like little muscle heads, and they stood me up and they're like, we're gonna walk today. And I was like, all right, let's do it.
Let's go right foot first. Nice.
And like they were like just like we were like fast. Like I felt like I was fast. I don't know how, I haven't seen the video. It's probably a lot slower than I'm describing it.
Good job, Josh.
Like I felt like I was running through the hallways of the hospital. I was definitely not, but I felt like it.
Each day from there, he was taking a step. Every day was crazy. It was really cool.
Josh's condition was improving so quickly that on February 27th, just 39 days after the injury, he walked out of rehab and onto the Liberty campus.
And see your guys' prayers being answered. I wake up in the middle of the night and I can move my arm more, and I just sit there alone moving it, just so happy I can move. It's just amazing to see every day it gets better and better.
And on May 20th, the wedding proceeded as planned, with Josh taking his place at the altar, standing next to Allison.
To just be up there and to get to see a lot of family that were really following the journey so close and praying so much that I didn't really even knew existed. And to see Allison walk down the aisle. There was a lot of tears at the wedding, but they were all happy tears.
I think that's really made our wedding really special too, is we didn't really care how anything went. I was so happy to have him standing next to me on that day. It was really special, and I think it's when he wasn't able to stand and then being able to promise to God your life to each other while he's standing was really special.
It was tough, but she was there every step of the way. She was a warrior. We're prepared for anything at this point, and we pretty much know that we have each other's backs regardless of what throws our way.
It was kind of cool, like, to be able to say, we don't know what our plans are, but we know who we're living for, we know what our purpose is on earth, and that's the only plan that we had to have.
Tell me why no music?
We just stop and give you thanks, Lord, for what you're doing in Josh's life, Lord, and the healing that's taken place there and the continued healing that's going to take place, Lord. Thank you for the many ways that you have shown us your presence in our lives through this whole situation, Lord. It's in your name we pray. Amen.
Still to come, we go out of the office and into the river with a couple of Liberty track and field coaches.
That and much more when Flame Central returns. Welcome back to the show. One thing I love about the slower summer months is having more time to get out of the office and into the elements.
Yeah, and now that track season is officially over, the same is true for assistant coaches Isaac Windland and Luke Johnson, who both enjoy spending their time fly fishing in the streams of the Blue Ridge Mountains.
There's an old saying that trout don't live in ugly places. They also don't live where the cell phone reception is a lot of times. And so you really get to get away from everything as you're fly fishing.
That's a nice morning though. I like the fog coming in.
Yeah, the reason I enjoy fly fishing so much is it's out in the nature. A little bit of hunting involved. You got to really read the stream. There's a lot of walking. It's not just standing and fishing, and I love the adventure of it.
This is where I always catch them too. It's just right here. See, it comes down here and they sit on the edge of that deep water
in that current, and they always hit it right there. Boom.
You know, when I first started fly fishing, good fly fishing opportunities for me were an hour and a half away in North Georgia in the mountains. You know, so to have something 30 minutes away, this is, you know, nothing.
Oh yeah. Here we go.
Fly fishing takes a lot of focus. So, you know, you can't focus on the things at work, the things on the track. You have to be completely focused on fly fishing. So it kind of gives you an opportunity to get away and focus on something else and kind of give your mind a break.
When I heard Luke loved fly fishing and was big into it, I got super excited. Number one, it's an excuse to go out fly fishing. You know, you always need a buddy and, oh, hey babe, Luke wants to go fly fishing this weekend. It's such a good place of, yeah, just to connect. I mean, he catches a lot more fish than I do.
Oh, we got one. Oh, shoot. This was good. He's acting like a smallmouth.
Is it smaller?
It's acting like one.
I got the net too.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, it is.
That's a decent one too. Shoot.
I got you.
I got him. Yep. I'm a little rougher with the bass.
When you cast a line, you never know what's going to happen. You know, you kind of know the reeds and different things like that, and you think it could be a fishy spot. Got one. As soon as you set the hook on a fish, it's pure excitement and then pure nervousness. At the same time, you're really excited that you got this fish on the line, but then you're really nervous that you're gonna mess it up and lose it somehow. Kind of like when you see an athlete line up at the line. You know they're training, you know what they've done, but there's also this really sense of excitement that you don't know what's going to happen when that gun goes off. And fly fishing can have that sense a lot of the time. I like watching people catch fish and I like catching fish, so as long as we're netting a few, I'm pretty happy.
Oh, this one's better, I think.
Got him.
We got a better one here.
Better. Yes, sir. Luke, good work.
I knew there was one in here.
You know the feeling of Christmas morning, right? It really excites you as you look forward to it as a kid. But as you get older, that kind of magic kind of fades away. You know, fishing's the one thing in my life where I don't feel like the magic has faded away. I still get equally as excited about it now at my age as I did when I was 9, 10 years old, right? So it's always held its magic for me, and I hope it continues to.
It's so simple. You know, like we get so caught up in cars and houses and all of these things, and you know, once you go out in the wilderness, you look at trees, you look at water, this stuff's been here, fish, it's been here forever. And that's a huge part of my personality, is trusting God and what he's given me. Trusting God and coaching, that he's given me the athletes that I need. And obviously I'm very driven to learn and to do more, but at the same time, there's a simplicity of it, of trusting God and what he has. All right, here we go.
I mean, what other sport can you interact with wildlife, touch it, put it back, and maybe have the opportunity to come back and interact with it again? You know, there's nothing quite like it.
You know, we've never gotten the invite to go along.
Probably because my line would be in the tree the entire time.
That could be. Hey, for any stories you might have missed, or if you just want to watch them again, go to libertyflamescentral.com, your one-stop shop.
And don't forget to check out the Flames Central podcast every Monday. For Matt, I'm Emily. We'll catch you back here next week.